Madhava Kunja Vihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridharadhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridharadhari. Yashodanandana 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 Yamuna Tira Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridharadhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridharadhari. Yashodanandana Yajanaranjana Yashodanandana Yajanaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridharadhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridharadhari. Yashodanandana 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 Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vaskachari Shatarine. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahaguna Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Paran Sahaguna Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitangscha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye He Krishna Karana Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jai Srila Prabhupada Jai Shri Shri Krishna Balaram Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. We're reading from chapter 15, text 14, Yoga of the Supreme Person. And thank you very much for giving me the chance to share. Ahaṁ vaiśvānaro bhūtvā prāṇināṁ deham āśritaḥ prāṇāpāna-samāyuktaḥ pacāmy annaṁ catur-vidham ahaṁ vaiśvānaro bhūtvā prāṇināṁ deham āśritaḥ prāṇāpāna-samāyuktaḥ pacāmy annaṁ catur-vidham ahaṁ vaiśvānaro bhūtvā prāṇināṁ deham āśritaḥ prāṇāpāna-samāyuktaḥ pacāmy annaṁ catur-vidham. Aham, I, Vaishnavana, by my plenary portion as the digesting fire, bhūtvā, becoming, prāṇināṁ, of all living entities, deham, body, āśritaḥ, situated, prana, outgoing air, apana, downgoing air, samāyuktaḥ, keep balance, pacāmy, digest, annaṁ, foodstuff, catur-vidham, 4 kinds of. Translation: I am the fire of digestion in every living body, and I am the air of life, outgoing and incoming, by which I digest the 4 kinds of foodstuff. Srila Prabhupada's purport. According to Ayurvedic Shastra, we understand that there is a fire in the stomach which digests all the food sent there. When the fire is not blazing, there is no hunger, and when the fire is in order, we become hungry. Sometimes when the fire is not going nicely, treatment is required. In any case, this fire is representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vedic mantras also confirm that the Supreme Lord, or Brahman, is situated in the form of fire within the stomach and is digesting all kinds of foodstuff. Therefore, since he is helping the digestion of all kinds of foodstuff, the living entity is not independent in the eating process. Unless the Supreme Lord helps him in digesting, there is no possibility of eating. He thus produces and digests foodstuff, and by his grace we are enjoying life. In the Vedanta Sutra, this is also confirmed. Shabdhabdibhyo nta pratishtanakcha. The Lord is situated within sound and within the body, within the air, and even within the stomach is the digestive force. There are 4 kinds of foodstuff. Some are swallowed, some are chewed, some are licked up, and some are sucked. And he is the digestive force for all of them. So, Bhagavad Gita is Krishna explaining himself directly. So we can contact the eternal truth. We can be in contact with the eternal truth. We can be in contact with the Supreme Eternal Friend and personality of Godhead at any time, anywhere, by chanting the holy names of the Lord, and by hearing the Shruti and the Smriti that he has provided so kindly for us. And we're facilitated in so many ways, as Prabhupada is describing here in the purport. He describes how Krishna is not only providing the foodstuffs for this facility of the human body to be nourished, by which this body is nourished, but he also provides the process of nourishment. He is the digestive force within the body. And actually, when we prepare foodstuffs to offer Krishna on our altar, we can also be meditating on the Lord within, that we're actually feeding the Lord within us as well. And by his mercy, we get the energy to hear and chant, to perform devotional service. As a devotee continues in his practice of Krishna consciousness, day by day, by Krishna's mercy, he gets fresh and deeper, fresher and deeper understanding of how actually Krishna is everything. There's that wonderful verse, Prakrite Kriyamanani Gunai Karmani Sarvashaha Ahankara Vimudatma Kartaham Iti Manyate, that the bewildered soul considers himself to be the doer of all his performances, his activities. He loses sight of reality, by being engaged in selfish pursuits. He loses sight of the beautiful nature of this cosmos, which is non-different from Krishna himself. Actually, everything in this, everything that we perceive is a manifestation of Krishna's energy. And this knowledge we get by the mercy of the pure devotee. Before Srila Prabhupada preached this truth in the Western countries, it was not available by and large to the mass of society. But now, by the grace of the Lord, by providing so much facility to print books and distribute this knowledge through the internet and other resources, we can appreciate that there's some hope. There's some hope for the conditioned souls on this planet. And that hope is that if we, even if a few people, even if a few devotees become very focused and serious about following Srila Prabhupada's instructions in depth, then as we can see from the result of the activities of our more advanced God brothers and God sisters, there's a tremendous surge of auspiciousness and practical activities in the right direction. For example, 50 years ago, cow's milk and cow's ghee was not available in Vrindavan. It just wasn't available. And Vrindavan was a very, at least to physical vision, it was very dried up and dusty, and the temples were very subdued. There was not much activity going on at all. But just by the propagation of the hearing and chanting of the Lord's glories, that vibration, that dynamic vibration, which is non-different from Krishna himself, and which carries the potency, the auspicious potency to bring life back to its proper balance of blissfulness and genuine goodwill and prosperity for all. That vibration that Srila Prabhupada brought and distributed is now continuing and echoing in so many different ways, and it's this and only this energy, this divine sound vibration, that is the cause of all auspiciousness and all hope for each and every one of us on this planet. Because the Lord's intention is that his parts and parcels live with him on the same platform of eternity, knowledge, and bliss, and they don't get cheated out of this natural existence by demoniac forces. So just as Krishna is the fire of digestion and helps us in a matter as practical as digesting foodstuff, in the same way, in the next verse, he's reminding us that he's situated in everyone's heart, and that he also helps us understand or digest spiritual knowledge. The secret is, again, the pleasure of the Lord and the Lord's pure devotee. Yasya prasadhat bhagavad prasadho, yasya prasadhat nakati kutopi, dhyam stuvam stasya yasastri sanjam, bande guru shri charanara vindam. That without if the spiritual master is pleased, then Krishna is pleased. And when Krishna is pleased, then we can make spiritual advancement. And if the spiritual master is not pleased and Krishna is not pleased, then there's no scope for making any progress. So in every way, we're dependent on this reciprocation, this connection, this direct connection with Guru and Krishna and with the Vaishnavas. It's always a good practice to try to connect, to pray to connect as deeply and sincerely and purely as possible, so that we can get the required strength to become free from the shackles of the material energy. It is said, Deva hi esha gunamayi mama maya durachaya. Mama maya durachaya. Forget the rest of it at the moment. Mameva ye prapadyante mayam eva tarantite. That this material nature is very difficult to overcome, but one who takes shelter of me can overcome it very easily. So yes, we can't accomplish anything on our own strength. But having said that, there is one factor that we do possess, which is essential to the process, and that is our independence, our minute independence, and how we perpetuate our desire. As we read right at the beginning of this chapter about the banyan tree, whose reflection is laying on desire. So whatever is the reflection is, it's situated on our desire. So by experiencing the joy of association with Krishna and his pure devotees, we can direct all of our desires back to Krishna, back to performing every deed and thinking every thought for Krishna's pleasure. And by doing so, gradually we can, by Krishna's grace, become totally forgetful of our material existence and fully remembering our spiritual existence. When Krishna within the heart hears this, our sincere desire to become fully Krishna conscious, then he helps us in so many ways, because that's his desire as well. Prabhupada, he said in one lecture, he said, Krishna is saying, give up all these desires because they're causing you trouble, they're causing me trouble. And if you give up these desires and just surrender to me, you'll be happy and I'll be happy. And in this way, the Lord is encouraging us to give up this false burden, this false concept that there's something within this dull matter that we can enjoy, that we can possess, that we can control or exploit. These are all deluded concepts of life that are propagated by the Duryodhans and Dhritarashtras of this world. So as devotees, we have to become thoroughly convinced and concretely aware of the destructive nature of material conception, the material conception of life, how it is a violation of our spiritual rights, and just push on Krishna consciousness fearlessly, just as Prabhupada did. And every devotee can do it. It doesn't matter if we joined yesterday or 50 years ago. The energy, the dynamic of sharing Krishna consciousness is the same. And the purity that's required, the sincerity that's required is also the same. It's the same for everyone. So again, it's just a matter of being able to shake off the misconceptions that we can own, enjoy, control anything, and just surrender to Krishna, as in Thakur Bhaktivinod's song, Manasa Deha Geha Yokichimor Arpilu Tua Pade Nanda Kishore. That's our natural state. The son who's living in his father's house doesn't think, oh, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. I've got to control this or do this or override my father. No, he's very happy to live in his father's house and obey his father and help his father because he loves his father. That's the natural state of affairs when the relationships are all in place. So in our case, we have the boon of unlimited relationships of spiritual personalities. Their relationship with us is in place, and all we need to do is make sure that our relationship with them is in place, and then everything is just wonderful. So that's the purpose of this Krishna consciousness movement, is to get back to our original healthy consciousness, so that we're not feeling any hankering or lamentation within this world. We're just feeling the ecstasy of Krishna consciousness, and all we want to do is spread that ecstasy, and it's not dependent on any material calculation. As soon as Krishna sees that his devotees are very, very sincere about performing devotional service and serving each other, encouraging each other. This is Srimati Radharani's mood, is not that me first, but yes, like you to go first, to meet Krishna, to serve Krishna. We like, so in the same way, devotees can't afford to be misers. We have to develop the spiritual strength that our heart is always open and ready to share genuine Krishna consciousness, a deep Krishna consciousness, a Krishna consciousness that is pleasing to Krishna, and that generates more Krishna consciousness, not more problems, but a Krishna consciousness that generates more Krishna consciousness, more chanting, more reading, more discussion of the Lord's glories, more reaching out and preaching to people who are not familiar with the unique potency of Krishna consciousness coming through the Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. And in that way, stay enlivened, stay healthy, healthy in Krishna consciousness, and increase our perception or recognition, our vision of Krishna every step of the way, in every process of life, whether it's the digestion of foodstuffs or the growth of foodstuffs or the seasons or imbibing spiritual knowledge, we should understand that it's not no amount of academic or financial qualification. Prabhupada says Krishna is not attracted by someone's beauty or their wealth or their fame or any quality like that, because he's the source of all of them. But he's attracted by the sincere devotion of a particular devotee. And again, we need to cultivate an attitude of appreciation and understanding towards other devotees, and pray to give up any traces of envy. And we know that envy can be given up by service. If we serve a person, then if we have an envious attitude towards them, that'll be erased. So yes, so many things to work on, and the devotees are glorious indeed for taking up this lifestyle of this progressive lifestyle. It's the only eternally secure progressive lifestyle for everyone. So really, no one can afford to miss out on it, and it is our duty to somehow or other rack our brains to figure out how to get it to everyone through book distribution, through prasad distribution, through personal association, through all the different types of media. And it's very enlivening to see how devotees all over the world, young and old, are taking the opportunity to spread Krishna consciousness in whatever way they can. So if there's any questions or comments or corrections, additions, realizations, it would be so nice to hear from other devotees. Thank you very much for your patience.
Thank you very much. Annada Mataji, please unmute and ask.
Sorry?
Hare Krishna. I just want to thank you for a nice class. And
Oh, Nagapatni.
Haribo. I really particularly liked
Haribo.
Jaya Prabhupada. I really appreciated your point about encouraging each other. I think that's a wonderful point that we can develop more in our movement. So thank you.
Okay, I didn't hear the first part. Was it about chanting?
No, it was your point about encouraging each other in our Krishna consciousness.
Oh yeah.
I think that's a wonderful point, and important that we learn how to do that in a proper kind of way, in an encouraging way, because there's a lot of challenges in being a devotee. We're constantly on the onslaught, of the material energy, the threefold miseries, and the modes of material nature. And so it's great that we have each other, that we can encourage each other. And I just really appreciate that point. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Nagapatni Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you. Prabhupada always did that, didn't he?
Every moment, yeah. You Prabhupada just look at you and smile, and you were ready to jump, 20 feet.
And he's still doing it, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes.
Great. Thank you very much. Anyone else have anything to say? We've got some new listeners today. Do you want to make any comments, anybody? You can unmute and ask if you do.
I guess that's it, Labangalati.
I guess that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful class. Thank you very much for.
Well, that's very kind of you. Take care.
Thank you.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Yeah, lots of love to you. Take care. Bye.
Bye.